Hello, ladies and students. So this is a continuation of what we did in class today. So how do I complete the square? That's the question that we've been asking, right? So to complete the square, what you're going to want to do is we're going to do this problem. Now, these problems take a long time. So bear with me, okay? So the very first step for completing the square, you're going to want to make sure that you have an a, that's 1. So our x squared has to be 1. Have a 1 in front, and you are going to want to have it equal to 0, okay? So that's the first two things you're going to need to pay attention to. So let's rewrite our problem. We have x squared plus 4x plus 3 equals 0. So now, very first thing, you are going to want to subtract c. So subtract this back number here. So let's subtract 3 from both sides. So we're going to have x squared plus 4x plus blank equals negative 3 plus blank. Now, if you go back to what we did this during class today, we need to fill in that blank. So if you think about it, so we have 4 x's. So we have 4 of those long strips on each side. So if I put a 2 on each side, right, it's going to make me my square. And then how many little squares are going to fill in that box? 4, right? We're going to fill in 4. So we're going to have a 4 on both sides. So we're going to add 4 on both sides. Following me so far? So now, let's combine over here. So this is x squared plus 4x plus 4 equals 1, right? Negative 3 plus 4. Now, x squared plus 4x plus 4. That factors down. So my AC would be 4, right? Which is 2 and 2. That makes 4, right? So I can rewrite this as x plus 2 times x plus 2 equals 1. Because this is technically this, correct? Well, x plus 2 times x plus 2. Well, that's just x plus 2 squared equals 1. Correct? X plus 2 times x plus 2. We know how to solve this now. X plus 2 squared. We can take the square root of both sides. That's going to get rid of that squared, won't it? So we're going to have x plus 2 equals the square root of 1, which is 1. So we're going to get plus or minus 1. Remember that plus or minus, okay? Now, we need to subtract 2. But don't go fast on this. We technically have x plus 2 equals 1. And x plus 2 equals negative 1, because that positive and negative right there, right? So if I subtract 2, we're going to get 2 different complete answers. Okay? So x is going to equal 1 minus 2, negative 1. That's one of our answers. Or x could equal negative 1 minus 2, negative 3. So a negative 1 or a negative 3 are my 2 possible answers. Both of them will work. They will both add up to 0 once you put them in for x. So another example, leading coefficient is again 1. So very first step, you're going to want to get this 13, negative 13 out of the way. So we're going to add it to the other side. So we're always going to move it to the other side. If it's adding or if it's subtracting, whatever is going to move it, right? X squared minus 12x plus blank equals 13 plus blank. So if I would have 12x, so that's going to split that in half. It's going to give me 6 on the side and 6 on the side. So how many little squares are going to give me that in the middle? That would be 6 times 6, which is 36. Okay? 36 over here as well. So then, if I add these two together, I'm going to get x squared minus 12x plus 36 equals 13 plus 36. That's 49. Right? Check that on your calculator quick. I'll wait. It is? Okay. Just checking. So, x squared minus 12x plus 36. My AC is 36. Whoops. AC of 36. I need a negative 12 though. So what about a negative 6 and a negative 6? That works, right? So we'd have x minus 6 equals 49. x minus 6 times x minus 6, that's x minus 6 squared, equals 49. Okay. Ooh, that was kind of silly. It seems to have lost my work. Oh, let's bring it back. So that's x minus 6 squared, right? Equals 49. Okay. So then I'm going to square root both sides. Like that. Move over here so it starts not being so silly. So I'll get x minus 6 equals plus or minus the square root of 49, which is 7. So then x minus 6 equals 7, or x minus 6 can equal negative 7. So I split it into two possible answers. That way we don't get confuzzled. So let's add 6. X equals 7 plus 6, that's 13. Or add 6. X equals negative 1. Those are my two answers for this particular problem. Now, what if there's a number in front of x squared? Don't worry. Don't freak out, okay? It will work out. What you can do, see how there's a 2 right here? We can divide by 2 on everything. So we're going to get x squared plus 6x minus 7 equals 0, right? You following me so far? Now, you can complete the square, just like you were doing it before. So let's add c to the other side. Put some blanks in. So I'm going to have 3 and 3, so that would be 9 in the middle, right? Nine over here, so I'm going to get x squared plus 6x plus 9 equals 16. Awesome. So now I'm going to have an AC of 9. 3 and 3 will bring that up for me, right? So x plus 3 is going to equal 16. So x plus 3 squared equals 16, right? X plus 3 times x plus 3, that's x plus 3 squared. Square root both sides. I'm going to get x plus 3 equals positive and negative 4. Right? Square root of 16 is 4. So now, let's put that into our two equations. We have x plus 3 equals 4, or x plus 3 equals negative 4. Okay? Subtract 3, x equals 1. One of my answers. Subtract 3, x equals negative 7. Another one of my answers. So those are my two answers. So if you have a number in front of the x squared, you're going to want to divide it out. It will always divide out of every single number. Do not worry about that. Be careful. Please make sure that you do that. Otherwise, I find some students have issues. They forget to do it, and then they're confuzzled, and then it just messes everything up. So try to make sure, watch for that, all right? And that's the end of this video. See you later, Sabers.